welcome to episode 13,
Maybe.
of Amelia and Jordan Unleashed. We thought we'd talk about Bravecto Quantum because the FDA have just approved it in the US for injections. Oh, I've got my phone. Because I'm using the laptop. Sorry, we just had a massive faff.
It's been a great start to the day, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's always a faff.
But yeah, the Bravecto Quantum is a yearly injection that is a flea and tick treatment or preventative treatment.
Yeah, can you really call it a treatment?
I don't really understand what it treats. You still get ticks, you'll still get fleas, but yeah,
they
they'll
just die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the main kind of thing that it does is it's a neurodivergent.
It's a...
No, that's the type of person
Yeah, that's
that
what
I am.
I'm trying to think of the word, but basically it means that the way that it kills the parasites is that it takes over their brain, I'm pretty sure. Kills the brain of them, then they're dead.
Extended release injectable fluorolana drug approved by the FDA for dogs and puppies over 6 months of age and older, offering 8 to 12 months of protection against fleas and ticks. Has to be administered by a veterinarian, which your tablets at the moment don't have to be.
No.
You can get them on like subscription, or you can buy them like in some pet shops. I think I've seen them.
Yeah, you can get
Pretty
over the counter, can't you? And then the vet stuff tends to be stronger.
Yeah. And what we want to talk about neurologic. Oh, it can cause neurologic issues. Yeah.
Which makes sense. If it's going to kill the brain on a parasite, what's it going to do to your dog?
Yeah. So essentially, what those treatments do is attack the nervous system of a flea or a tick.
Yeah.
And tell the tick. Let's talk about fleas. Tell the flea's brain to start shutting down all of its organs and killing itself.
Which is terrifying. When you look at any drug, how do they know to target a parasite or an external body without attacking the body itself?
Yeah.
Which is something that's finding more and more. Yeah, that actually they are attacking the host.
Well, they've been banned in places like Australia.
Has it been banned in Australia now?
Yeah.
Because it started in Australia, didn't it?
Really?
I think from when I did the research.
There's a spider on you.
Please
Does
don't
that
say
freak
that.
you out?
Yeah, it does. Is it big?
No, it's very small.
Oh, but well, that's fine. I thought you meant like a house spider. I was like, don't panic, don't panic.
Well done.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. Crisis averted. We should give you quantum vector, whatever it's called.
Yeah, sweet. I'll test it out. I'll go through the lethargy, the appetite thing, vomiting.
So essentially, I guess it's essentially very similar to a vaccine. I think they do call Bravecto Quantum a vaccine. Or they could just call it an injectable.
But if they call it a vaccine, why would they call it a vaccine? Because isn't the vaccine to create antibodies to prevent diseases or that kind of thing? But as we were saying earlier, like the injection doesn't prevent them from getting Lyme disease from ticks or...
No.
So it's a preventative in the way that the parasite will jump on and die and then fall
So essentially it's just it's making your animal a toxic place for a parasite to live.
Yeah.
It's essentially what it's doing. So it's doing something to your dog's blood that is making it toxic to a flea and a tick.
But that whole idea is terrifying.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it is terrifying.
If you put it into different terms, you have kids that go to school. How would you feel about injecting your child with a yearly injection?
Well,
to give something that would kill nits.
there is a flu vaccine.
There's flu vaccines, yeah.
Is it that different?
I don't know, it just seems a bit nuts.
It is nuts, and I totally agree it is nuts. I'm trying to maybe we shouldn't compare it to human things because how can you? But there is just nothing comparable in the human world.
No.
Like, you don't go, oh, I hate being bitten by mosquitoes, so before I go away, I'm going to make my blood toxic.
No, you don't. You spray yourself with DEET or citronella
Yeah.
or wear a really fetching net.
Eat chili and drink lots of gin and tonics.
Yeah. Lots of onion, lots of garlic.
So, for fleas and ticks, it leads to paralysis and death if they bite your dog after having this injection.
Yeah.
The injection lasts for a year.
But even after the year, is it still in their bloodstream?
I think...
Is it a year done? Gone?
No. I've been watching Dr. Judy Morgan on Instagram, and one of her videos says it can last up to 456 days or something mad. Which means if your dog does have an adverse reaction, be that, I don't know if you think this is small, but sickness and diarrhea, loss of appetite, itchy skin, loss of hair, or a seizure, which they could then have seizures, every week, every day, it could happen quite commonly. You can't then remove that from their system.
No, it's in their bloodstream.
For like a year and a half.
It is nuts.
It even says that, vets do have to give with caution, but they will still give it to dogs that have had seizures in the past. It doesn't say not to give it to dogs that are prone to seizures or neurological disorders, which I think is even madder. Like, at least admit, okay, this does have a chance of giving those side effects.
Yeah. And
don't say, okay, we're going to rule out dogs that are prone to it, because it's quite likely that it might happen. No, we're okay, just going to continue giving that. I don't know. I mean, we get in the shop a lot of people coming in saying, oh, my dog's not eating its food, or my dog's itchy, or my dog's got hot spots, my dog's got allergies.
Yeah.
And everyone always thinks it's the food. What if it isn't the food?
Well, this is it. What if there's a monthly flare-up and they're going, I don't know what, you just don't, you wouldn't consider a flea or a tick
or
medication.
Just, the medication.
Yeah.
But surely if you have that, you've got to look at what's just changed in the diet.
Yeah. Or is it like seasonal factors, or there's loads of other factors to it. It's not just what they eat. It can be like, have you got plug-in air fresheners at home? Do you find that every 3 weeks you top it up and then your dog gets really itchy and you just don't think anything of it?
Yeah. I'm really, I can't stand smells. I'm super sensitive to it. So I have nothing in the house. Really, really nothing. Not even any natural stuff. Because I just, as soon as something changes, I'm like, what? Even you changed your perfume. I'm like,
you're like,
what the hell?
What have you done?
Because it's such a shock to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not used to it. Some people wear so much perfume on. I'm like, whoa. I can't do it. It's such an overload for me. And I get really bad headaches from candles, burning, scented plug-ins.
Yeah.
I can't be in rooms with that stuff going on. It just gives me such bad headaches. So imagine a dog with
was it 100,000 times better sense of smell than we have?
My scent.
Well, it's just disorientating, isn't it? If they really rely on their scent, and their smell is, their senses is how they get around. Oh, must be like getting smacked in the face with a scent. There's no
super
calming way into it.
But let's go back to Bravecto.
Yeah.
So we did a bit of pre-research, because it's just been approved by the FDA to be given. So it's literally, it finished its drug trials in mid-2025. For the injectable version, the chewy, sweet, whatever you want to call it version.
Years, haven't they?
Yeah, has been out for God knows how many years. So I've been chatting to ChatGPT, because I love him. And I think he's a wise man. ChatGPT is a man. Yeah, maybe he's like a wizard, although I'm not imagining him like that. I was looking at, the first thing I wanted to know about it was who makes it. I like to follow a money trail, who's making bank from this, because somebody is going to be making a shitload of money
from
giving this. If vets can only administer it, which isn't the usual case, then vets are suddenly making more money, and they're going to be pushing the injection because it's really easy. They've only got to see the customer once every 12 months instead of once every 2 or 3. One injection has to be done by a vet, can't be done at home, which means you've got to be there. And then I think you looked at how much they were charging.
Yeah, so we think in the UK, we think it might be about 35.
I think that was for a small dog.
For a small dog. In the US, you're looking at about $400. So...
Oh, $159. No, wait, that's the cheap. No, $159 a year. Yeah.
Okay. I suppose it also depends where in America you are.
Yeah, I guess so. So it's not...
would be cheaper.
I don't know about the dollar price, but for the UK, that's not that expensive.
No, that's actually quite cheap.
That's very cheap. I think most flea and tick things are like 10 to £20.
I remember we used to get them for our old dogs, like, 3-month thingy-majigs. That would have been about 70 quid for a 3-month dose. So if you get a yearly dose
for half that.
Yeah. It's attractive. I can see why people would go for it.
You would go for it. If you're looking at it purely for a monetary value, plus less faff, not forgetting, there's a lot of good things about that if it is something that you want to give your dog.
Yeah, if you struggled with fleas in the past, you'll do anything, won't you? Go, God, I don't want to go through that again.
Yeah, and I think that is something that everyone is so scared about, is the dog getting fleas and then them coming into the house and it just feels dirty, doesn't it? It feels horrible. You feel itchy.
Yeah, anyway, you just keep itching, just even the thought of them.
I know. I just think, is the reality that they would actually get them that much?
Well, the thing that I struggle to understand with it is hypothetically speaking, fleas jump on your dog. If the effect isn't immediate, for how long are those fleas living on your dog, creating flea dirt, laying eggs? You're not treating your house. Mm. So, could in theory, you're going, this great, this convenient, the flea's dying off my dog, but you're forgetting that fleas can also live on your furniture, your blankets, your carpet. So yeah, your dog doesn't have fleas, but everything else does.
Your house does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you would notice, I think most pet parents now would notice if their dog got one flea.
You say that, but the amount of times where we found flea infestations and the owners are just clueless, which is baffling.
But how could you not know?
I guess someone's ignorance is bliss. But for some people, your dog's your dog, isn't it? You do around, but you're not there we are, separating the hair, looking at her skin. And you itchy at the moment, has something changed?
Do you know what? In that case, if your dog is your dog, it's working in the farm, it's doing whatever, then fine, do this.
It's one of those,
because it's the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
But if your dog is Roby and she just goes from my house to the goods shed to the shop, and I cuddle her every day and I'm checking her all the time, then I don't think they need this. No. I think it's a lifestyle thing.
Well, I guess the other factors worth looking into, like you say, is it a farm dog, is it a working dog? Are you out in the middle of buck nowhere, or are you in the middle of London? Yeah. If you're in the middle of London, why are you flea and ticking treating your dogs?
Well, somebody came in the other day and said, I need to do that because I live in London. So it's you've got foxes and rats, I guess.
I suppose, rats, hedgehogs that carry it. But are your dogs really in contact with those? Or are they in an apartment?
And you would know.
Going on the road occasionally.
And that person would notice. Yeah. I just feel like you would, in that case, notice. I don't know. Maybe we should normalise checking your dogs for fleas a bit more, but... and then you could give something like this if you really wanted to get rid of them, and it would get rid of them in 24 to 48 hours.
Is that the time it takes? 24 to 48, and that's when it's active in the system, working, going through the blood.
Yeah, so it's pretty quick.
I mean, I wouldn't give it to my dog, but no. I understand the attraction. I do.
I get the attraction as well. I just think we need to normalise dogs not having these things.
Yeah.
And only giving them to dogs or cats that really, really need it, rather than just doing this whole blanket thing of no, every dog, every cat needs it, and it's perfect and it's good and nothing bad ever happens, and just normalising going, oh, my dog's itchy, and maybe it could be what I put into its blood stream rather than going.
It goes around their entire body.
I think it might be the chicken. So, owners of Bravecto Quantum is MSD Animal Health, which is their UK version, but it's actually owned by a parent company in the US called Merck & Co., which is a huge US pharmaceutical company. Traded on the New York Stock Exchange, so it has shareholders. Biggest shareholders are your Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, which are some of the biggest, I don't know if you can even call them businesses, but let's just call them businesses. Biggest businesses in the world. They own fucking everything.
They are the big brother.
Yes. And, okay, they might only own 5%, but they could own shares in other ways through, partners owning shares personally, or they will have a big input into what's being made, what's being put out there, etc. And they'll be making shitloads of profit from it. And they also invest in vets.
How much, out of interest, do we know how much it costs to make a single dose?
I can ask. Let's ask.
Just out of interest, because if it's selling for, I don't know, $180 to $400 in the US, what's their profit margin? Because on top of that, do you have to pay a vet consultation fee for the vet to administer it?
It will be less. The vet will buy it in. So I looked at Bravecto Quantum. I told the website I was a vet and not a customer. And so it's like doing this whole sales pitch to me about why I should be selling this in my practice, why I should be giving it to customers. And you buy it in boxes, so you'll buy it bulk. It's like wholesale, and then you sell it on to the customer for profit.
Like minimum of 100 vials or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt it's going to tell us how much it is.
Well, I guess you can't tell us everything.
Yeah, it's saying it ranges from $10 to $50. I
probably would have thought it'd been like
less.
5
pennies.
2.
I would probably say pennies.
If they're creating on such a large scale as well. Yeah. And then you said they did a test on it, didn't they?
They did. Obviously, for it to be approved by the FDA, they will have had to have done a lot of studies, which they've been doing for the last couple of years. Let me get past who else. Because, what did I see it? I think it was, who holds stock in Pets at Home? BlackRock and Vanguard also hold stocks in Pets at Home. CVS Group, which is one of the largest group of vet practices in the UK. Again, granted, these figures do dip below 5%, but like I said, they could have stakes in other ways. They're still dipping in and out of these things, and the reason that they're dipping in and out of these businesses is because they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's not like, BlackRock and Vanguard are going to invest in my business. They're going to invest in something that's making
money.
Shit tons of money.
Yeah,
because it's a stock exchange.
Yeah, and generally American pharmaceuticals make a lot of money.
So on that point, I would always be cautious, just because if somebody's making money off me at a time where I need help, then that's probably not a great scenario.
No. It's not.
Probably pushes the lever either way. I then asked about lawsuits against these companies. And there are active lawsuits in the US against Bravecto Quantum for not disclosing how dangerous it is for the risk of neurological toxicity. And though there's multiple lawsuits against them for this, just because I think it says it's super low. I think it's like the last thing. Yeah. It's like vomiting, diarrhea, and like your neurological toxicity comes right at the end, so your seizures.
Yeah.
And they have been sued multiple times for cases where it's gone wrong, basically.
There's a group I'm a part of on Facebook, And it is called Bravecto something. I want to see
Really?
if it is Bravecto Quantum, because it's predominantly like American.
Because I am also part of a group about a different vaccine, which is actually a vaccine, Lepto.
Yeah, I've seen the Lepto one come up.
Yeah, and the stories on there, oh my god, it's actually horrific.
It is scary, and the thing is, people always go like, oh, well, you know, it's only going to be like 1%. But when you actually start talking about it, say if you got like a group of 1,000 dog owners in, all use topical flea and tick, and you just start saying, have you noticed any of these things? I'd be really interested to see how many people then go, oh yeah, actually I have noticed that. Like what the percentage would actually be.
Or are you even looking for these things when you're giving topical flea and tick? Are you actually looking for, has my dog become itchier?
Yeah. Or is it just so integrated into daily life that a parent's dog's had it?
Are you correlating that being sick or diarrhea actually has been caused by that treatment that you just gave? Or are you just kind of not even noticing, you know?
Yeah. Just going, oh, they're itchy again.
Yeah.
Don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
I'd take the chicken away.
So that was quite interesting. And again, that would cause me to kind of question, would I be giving this if people have literally had such bad experiences with it that they've decided to sue a company which is a very, very big company that would be very hard to go up against.
It's quite a brave thing to do as well,
it's
isn't
very
it?
brave, yeah.
Just one single person, like say, against $1 billion industry is...
It also says here, plaintiffs allege that MSD's Bravecto products are defectively designed or marketed, especially for failing to adequately warn of risk of neurological adverse side effects, e.g. tremors and seizures, and that the product is unreasonably dangerous.
The unreasonably dangerous bit.
It's pretty hard hitting, isn't it?
It's not something you want to read, is it? 'Cause, I mean, when I was doing my research on it, you know, just put in Bravecto Quantum on Google, and it just came up straight away, common side effects. You know, you've got lethargy, decreased appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, itchiness, swelling on the injection site, hot spots, alopecia. And then when you dig further, then it goes, oh, here are the more serious ones, which, like you say, neurological issues, muscle tremors, disorientation, seizures, and I'm sure in cases there is death.
Yeah.
There's only so many seizures a dog can take. If your dog reacts really adversely to it and they're seizing every day, that's not something you want to think of, is it? That's not something that's...
It's awful. It's like horrible. And you can't then remove it from their system.
No, you can't give them an antidote to go, here's, stop seizing.
No.
You're going to have to live with that Caesaring. I'm doing it now.
It's pretty scary. And I think that's the one thing Dr. Judy Morgan on Instagram is really cool to watch because she's a vet and she just goes into these things in really clear ways.
Yeah.
And in quite short form as well, so it's easy to watch. But I've forgotten where I was going. It's gone. She just...
Blame you.
She just said it's so dangerous that you can't remove it. The fact that something like that could happen, like I could give it to Roby today, next week she could start having seizures, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And the vets will tell me, oh, it's not that. It wasn't that.
Because didn't she say, something that I thought was quite interesting, she said in one of the videos, is, you know, like the timeline of how long it's actually in dog systems for. And, you know, something quite interesting I thought she said was, you know, she said your dog could start seizing straight away or 4 months down the line they start seizing. 4 months down the line, you're going to forget that was ever given.
Yeah.
Your vet will go, oh no, it couldn't possibly be that.
It's been too long.
Not every vet. Some vets.
Yeah, but then I also think, where do they stand if a vet goes, okay, yeah, let's look into this, and it could be this, like, there's nothing they can do.
No.
There's nothing they can do for you once it's happened.
I'd like to know if the vets are giving this to their dogs.
Probably.
They probably get a really good deal on it.
But most vets aren't able to look into every single medication that they're using. And granted, this is, like, something they're going to be using multiple times a day for years and years to come. But so is almost every other medication that they use and every medication that they have been using.
Yeah.
And what the sales pitch says and what it will continue to say is, well, you know, it's the lesser of two evils. So what? A couple of dogs have seizures and they die. It stops loads of dogs having ticks and fleas. that will always be the
Yeah.
narrative. Like, and people say it all the time with anything, and that's why I think it's so important that everybody finds out their own information, because you need to be able to have all the information at your disposal and then make a reasonable choice for yourself so that you don't feel guilty in the future.
Well, this is it, but I think what also comes down to all of that is complete transparency, isn't it? It's vets being able to be totally transparent when they work for clinics that are owned by, you know, these big corporations. There needs to be something written into law where you can question things and go, okay, but I need to know all of the side effects. And to have that information readily available to you instead of, oh, no, you don't have to worry about that. You know, don't even think about it. Don't worry. You know, and then 3 months down the line, your dog's having fits and seizing and you're going, why wasn't I told about that? Now I've done my research.
Well, I think it's good. It leads us into what I talked to ChatGPT about next.
Yeah.
Which is, okay, all of that aside, show me the data. Like, show me what the FDA actually looked at. Show me what they did to be able to approve this.
Yeah.
And so they used it, they administered it to, I think it's about 400 dogs total. So that was their only kind of pool, was 400 dogs, which in the grand scheme of dogs is not many.
There's not many dogs, but the other thing I wonder about those kind of studies is it all on like the same sort of breeds, sizes, you know, a background? I presume, unfortunately, they're all lab dogs, which tend to be beagly.
Yeah.
But
so it does say that 40 of those dogs at least are kind of, how did they put it? Because I don't want to say something awful. Bred to be lab dogs, basically. So they're, what does it say? Where is it? That's when I asked it. No. But also, are those trials done in kind of like a normal life scenario? Probably not. So you're infesting dogs with fleas and ticks on purpose.
And how many ticks was it again? Because
so it was 100 fleas. And then
do that per dog?
And they had to do the tick study in South Africa. The rest of the studies were done in the US. I don't think there was done in the UK. One done in the UK. I think it's just the US.
Yeah.
So 100 unfed adult fleas per dog each time. Oh, it's horrible. Fleas were then counted 24 hours after the dosing, and then at 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, up to 365 days, and fleas were not returned to the dogs after counting. So basically they get given 100 fleas, the dogs. Roby, stop itching, that's creepy.
You okay, Robes? Have you got fleas?
Day one, dogs are given 100 fleas. Woo, lucky dogs. Weird.
Anemic dogs by the end of this.
On day one, they are also given the Bravecto Quantum injection. They are then fleas are counted 24 hours up to 365 days. Once the fleas are counted, so basically they go through the dog's coat and they remove the fleas.
This sounds like an arse ache.
So they're counting, as they count the fleas, so say they're like, oh, I found 5 today. They then remove them from the dog.
Okay.
They don't put them back. Does that make sense?
Kind of. My brain's just going a bit crazy. Like, do they give the dogs 100 fleas every day? Like, is it just 100 fleas? And then they're just going over the year, like, how many fleas are left?
Yes.
But if it's so effective, there should be no fleas left after 7 days.
But they're also counting them, and as they count them, they remove them from the dog.
So when they find them, they remove them, dead or alive?
Yes.
Well, that makes no sense. Surely they're doing it on the dead ones. Why remove live ones? If they're
then it kind of warrants the study obsolete, because if you're removing the fleas yourself, like, why have you given the quantum Bravecto or Bravecto Quantum or whatever it's called? Okay. So that was the flea study, which does seem mad. I mean, I don't know how quickly fleas repopulate. how quickly they give birth and everything, but kind of odd that they would remove them themselves when they counted them. I'm not saying it doesn't work, because I'm sure it obviously works, because it is causing these bad reactions in dogs, so it's obviously doing something.
Yeah.
But just an odd way to do the study.
I don't really know how else you'd do it.
And I don't know whether those dogs then got to like go home, because surely they wouldn't.
They probably just had on to the next trial.
They would have had, which is awful.
Which is sad. And I guess on the flip side, if, as we've seen, it can be in the system for up to 1.5 years, 2 years, how does that affect the poor lab dogs that then go on to be tested on the next thing? What if they have, I guess they just don't care, don't they? Do they? If they have some big reaction to something, they'll just go, oh, well, we know they can't mix those two drugs now.
I don't think they'd even think about that, whether they were mixing drugs or not. They're just looking at whatever drug they're testing at the moment.
That's brutal.
That's pretty brutal, yeah.
That's horrid.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
So the tick one, they did in South Africa, I'm guessing, because it sounds really horrible. So they infested the dogs with, they keep calling them like hungry ticks, which is weird. Or like hungry fleas.
Starved little pretty dried up ticks.
Starving them?
Where are they in a glass jar?
Where are they coming from in the first place?
They probably...
Now I'm such a conspiracy theorist, but I'm like, are they just creating the ticks and fleas? Because it's really weird how like Lyme's disease is like come out of nowhere.
It's now a really big thing, isn't it? And now everyone's like, oh, all these celebrities have it. It's all Lyme disease. And I'm like, how are they all getting Lyme disease?
Honestly, I am a very big conspiracy theorist, so sorry if I scare anyone, but I would all just make people laugh, probably. The government would probably put them out there.
They probably are, aren't they? They're going, right, Wales, you can have some ticks.
Yeah.
Scotland, here you are.
BlackRock are probably doing it. They're probably like, right, we need more flea sales. Come on, people are getting too comfortable. Okay. Dogs would be infested with a known number of unfed ticks at specific post-treatment times, day 1 and day 2, to see how many ticks are still alive or attached, thereby measuring how quickly the drug acts. The standard time point is often 48 hours post-infestation, or sometimes 72, which, okay, that's 2 to 3 days that the tick would stay alive on the dog post-injection. Isn't that pretty normal for a tick anyway?
I mean, ticks will stay on until you find them, or until they get really fat and go, right, I'm really full now, I'm going to fall off. But why aren't you checking your dogs? If you're going to walk them in an area you know will probably have ticks, I'm sure it's just easier to check your dog after.
And ticks don't, like, multiply on a dog. So that's also kind of irrelevant. Like, you just find the tick, you take it off, job's done.
Yeah, you like to flush them down the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to. They probably live, don't they?
Well, I don't know. I just have these like horrible images of all these ticks climbing out the toilets going, I'm going to get you.
I'll stop doing that if you want.
I like the old, you put them... I really don't like killing anything, but fleas and ticks are the only things I can bring myself to do. But even then, it's horrible. But we always get them in every salon I've worked in. You get your tick off, and then you put it in a cotton wool pad, fold it over, get some forceps, and you should pop it. It's horrible. I really hate doing it, so I like it when there's someone else upstairs that doesn't mind.
Or that you've hidden it inside cotton buds.
Here's a present.
So funny. ChatGPT couldn't find the lab in South Africa, which worries me a bit. I asked it for more information on the lab, and it couldn't give me anything. I don't know. I then asked ChatGPT if ChatGPT had a dog, would ChatGPT give Bravecto Quantum to its own dog? And it gave me a couple of points in kind of for it. It's convenient, which we kind of covered. You know, it's hassle-free. You don't have to remember monthly treatments. Fine. It's strong. Yes, it has 99%
Bloody strong.
effectiveness against fleas and most ticks for the label duration, so a year. Then you really need to think, do I need it? Is it something my dog needs?
Yeah.
Or am I pretty safe and can I handle a couple of fleas and a tick every now and then?
The other thing that I guess would be worth looking into is, but I was just thinking the way it's a yearly thing, like how vaccines are pushed as a yearly thing.
Mm.
So have they done studies on the implication it has, on, say if every year you go and your vet's like, right, great, you can have these 3 vaccines, kennel cough, and then we're going to give you this flea and tick thing.
Oh God, I just can't.
That's a lot for your dog to take in at once, isn't it? Or even over, if vaccines last for years, don't they?
Yeah.
This flea and tick thing. It's going to be in their system for years. If there's already implications of over-vaccinating dogs, because that can give them seizures, kill them, do all that kind of thing, it just seems a bit excessive.
So excessive. So excessive.
And expensive.
Honestly, I was saying to Jordan just before we started that I was reading all this information as I was getting a pedicure, and I honestly was my face was just I think I was horrified, and I am consistently horrified at looking into this. I'm gonna cry now. I literally am horrified at what we do, because I think they're amazing beings and we're just pumping them so full of shit and awfulness, and then getting upset when they die of cancer or seizures or hotspots, or they're constantly itchy, and I'm I just want to shake people and go, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, people, can we just look at what we're doing? And it's it's really hard to read all this stuff and every day hear the same thing from pet owners. And if I was to say anything face to face, they'd just look at me and go, you're crazy, you're anti-vax, you don't know what you're talking about, why would I feed my dog fresh food? And I just feel like I'm just going to explode.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I mean, it's so true, isn't it? Because the amount of times that people will come in and they'll go, my dog's got X, Y, Z, and you can have the same conversation 10 times a day. With the same person, you can have that same conversation 12 times a year. And it just won't go in, and it gets frustrating from our point, because we genuinely just want your dogs to be happy and healthy. It actually really upsets us when dogs are consistently itchy, their skin's red raw, they're unhappy, they don't want to be touched. It's sad. It's heartbreaking.
Especially when we know, that it's so simple to fix.
Yeah, it just takes exploration, and the thing that really pees me off is that you'll go to your vet and say, look, they're itchy, they're all of this, and the vet's like, right, great, cool, put them on hills. Here's
a diet without protein.
This whole soya thing. Dogs don't digest soya. Why put them on it?
It's
and then charge you 80 quid for a bag or something crazy. Come back in a month and we'll charge you another 100 quid. Just do your own research.
Yeah.
Feed fresh. Eat fresh yourself. You'll feel better.
Yeah. And look into these injections that you're consistently giving and spending a lot of money on. After Nairobi's first puppy injections, I will never ever put anything else in her ever again that I'm not sure of or completely think that she needs.
Yeah.
Which are the yearly vaccines. Yeah. I would do that, but I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Because I just don't, I view her as so healthy. Her gut is ready for anything. She can fight off anything.
She is
healthy. Why would I need to give her anything? I wouldn't do it myself.
Yeah.
I will drink water from the stream. And I haven't been sick, and if I was sick, then again, okay, I probably shouldn't drink water from the stream again in that place. Yeah. But, we have amazing bodies. Animals have amazing bodies. We've lived without this stuff for thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
We've only had this stuff for 100 years, and look at us.
We are dying. We are sicker than we've ever been. And yes, we're living up until we're the age of 90, 95, but you're crippled on a hospital bed. Are you living?
Yeah.
It's
a very different... There's an amazing guy, and we are off on a tangent a bit here and a bit sob story sad, but Like, the world is ruined and we're all going to die. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You know what? In 10 years' time, right, everything's going to be reversed. We're going, why are we doing that? God's sake.
There's a guy that lives in a cave. Can't remember where he lives, but I watched this show called Yes Theory on YouTube, and it's the most remote people on Earth. And this one guy that lives in a cave, and he's done it ever since he was a child. He eats what he catches from the sea, and he eats a lot of oysters.
Yeah.
He, I think, is 80. Check him out. He looks fucking amazing.
I bet he does.
Lots of sun,
Yeah.
oysters and fish, living off the land, no stress, no phone, no
Sounds
injections. And he looks like a 30-year-old. He looks amazing. So
That's
we can
incredible.
still live without happy, healthy, long lives without all of this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
ChatGPT said, why might you hesitate? There is a class warning. The FDA did say is the potential for neurological adverse events, which are the tremors and seizures that we talked about. While rare, they are extremely serious. So when they do happen, it's really, really bad. In the field study, a small percentage of dogs had lethargy, 4 to 5%, vomiting, 4%, diarrhea, 3%, liver enzyme changes, 3%, which is quite worrying.
Yeah.
That's your stuff like...
Well, that's your... It's cleaning your blood, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is why I'm saying, like, this is causing blood toxicity, because that is what fleas and ticks live off, is blood.
Yeah.
The reason they're dying is because the blood is toxic.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking serious.
I mean, when you really do look into it, like, you know, when I first got Riley, which was only a couple of years ago, like, I'm always learning. I love feeding him natural. I love feeding him raw. And, you know, you all fall into that trap. I fell into it. You know, worked in kennels, all of it. Oh, you have to have your dogs, flea and ticks, all of this. And then I got him the first dose. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh, bloody hell, it's like fucking 70 quid for 3 months. I thought, that's expensive. It's not that expensive. But you do, don't you? You go, God, I've got to do this for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That's
in one
crazy.
hit. Yeah.
And then I've got
that's
to
the
remember to
point.
do it. And then I tried to give it to him, and he was straight up like, you're not putting that poison in my mouth. And I just thought, actually, is it worth it? I'm a dog groomer, for God's sake. If he has fleas, I'll just bath him.
Yeah.
If he has ticks, I check him any day anyway. I just twist him off. Like, it's not the end of the world, is it? And then when you really look into the natural remedies for it, like, it can be as simple as just put some coconut oil on them, spritz them with vinegar.
Healthy gut is super important as well.
Healthy gut, yeah.
So fleas are actually parasites. They will only attack weak animals.
Yeah, so they'll target, won't they? And
Yeah.
the other thing is, which ties into grooming, fleas don't like well looked after, maintained hair. The same with nits at school, don't they? They always say that nits won't really go for brushed hair, but they like the mats. They like stuff they can bury.
Or was
in.
it plaited? Like
There
if
was
your
something,
hair was
wasn't
like
it? If it
plaited
was like
or tied or something.
Yeah, they'd prefer that. But it's the same with fleas. Like, they love mats. They love dark, warm places. If
To
you've
fester,
got, to fester, to hide, to burrow. Like, you're stimulating their bloody habitats. So the flip side is, groom your dogs.
Always comes back to
groom
that.
your dogs. Sort of lost what I was going to say then, but it all ties in, doesn't it?
But yeah.
Just feel your dogs over.
And if you feel that you can't do any of those things, then get the injection, but know the risks and know that, you know, it's irreversible. It's going to last more than 12 months. It can't be taken back. If there is an adverse side effect,
that's it.
That's it. You did your research. You told yourself when you were putting that vaccine or that injectable into your dog's body that you were okay if there was an adverse side effect. You have to take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Because you've done the research.
The other thing, sorry, my brain's pinging now, is what about their life expectancy? Because this has only been out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
How do we not know that it's not taking years off their lives?
Well, that's what ChatGPT said as well, is there's limited long-term data. It's brand spanking new.
It's like vape pens, isn't it?
It came out in mid-2025. Post-market surveillance is still building. They're allowed to do that. They're allowed to pass drugs and vaccines without long-term data.
It's one of those, isn't it? I don't want to go off on that shit, but at the same time, if they find a cure for cancer, they're not going to wait 80 years to see if people live longer or die quicker with it, are they?
Well, also cancer makes so much money. And I know this is really controversial thought, and 50% of us will get cancer. And I believe we all have cancer, and it's either dormant or it's growing.
Yeah.
The more you poke it, the more it goes, hey, fuck you, I'm poking back. But it makes so much money.
Yeah.
So much money in cancer. Whether you're the charity that's claiming to find a cure, the charity that offers care, whether you're the person behind chemotherapy, the person doing the radiation, if you're selling those machines.
Yeah.
If you're selling fucking bacon, you're part of it. I believe it's the devil. It's just...
Tastes good, it's alright.
It is honestly, like... we have to research things and take responsibility for ourselves and our own body.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you feel you've done everything right in preventing making yourself ill, and then you become ill, you're more okay with that because you've gone, well, I did everything I could.
Yeah. It's that whole, like, acceptance thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to be okay with that. If you didn't, and you lived a life of fucking your body up, and then you get ill, and then you get really annoyed at the world, like, it makes it worse. But dogs don't have a choice. And you're right, Riley sniffing it and going, I don't want that, thanks. He probably knows exactly what's in it.
They all do. I mean, that is one of the common things that's said, isn't it? Like, when Bravecto first came out, it's a little like, look, these chicken-flavoured little tablets. The amount of people that I still talk, they're beef or something, aren't they? They're always bloody flavoured with something. But the amount of people that go, I'll stop, shove it down my dog's throat, they're not going to eat it. It's like, you do start to wonder, like, the more you look into it, well, actually, their sense of smell is 100 times better than ours. They can sense cancer, they can sense gluten from a mile away. Like, they're probably sniffing this and going, that's full of shit. That's going to kill me. No thanks.
I've got no choice, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what would ChatGPT personally, if it had a dog? He said, if I had a dog. He'd weigh his dog's individual risks. If they lived in a high flea and tick area, year-round, they struggled with compliance, and their dog had no history of seizures or neurological issues, it might consider it as an option. If my dog was sensitive to medications, had a seizure history, down the Romans. So hard to say. If fleas and ticks were only seasonal in my region, I'd be cautious, and I would probably stick with a shorter acting oral or a topical product. And I think it sums it up kind of perfectly, is do your research, look at your dog, and look at its habitat and its daily life and everything, what colour it is, whether it's prone to allergies and itchy skin and hot spots, and maybe just go for something else, or just be aware that these things can cause certain reactions, so you know what to look out for.
Yeah. And hopefully, if you've got a good rapport with your vets, you can have like an open discussion with them. I'm sure some vets would love to talk about it and say, well, actually, I don't think it's suitable for your dog, or well, actually, yeah, it'd probably really suit your dog.
But also don't forget that they are people who are in this industry every single day, and they're very used to saying certain things and pushing certain medications and like one way. Yeah. It's a bit like the doctor in that when I had to go on like contraceptive pills, they literally would not let me leave the doctors without giving me something. And in that scenario, it feels very much like I don't want to make a choice right now, but I'm having to because there's a lot of pressure on me to make that choice. So you do need to, pick the right vet that you can have these open conversations with. Yeah. Or go to a local pet shop or nutritionist that can help you, and do your own research and chat to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
He's not actually that
Well, it
horrible or
scans the
mean,
whole-
and I don't think he's going to take over the world. It's actually very helpful.
Yeah. Well, it scans the whole internet, doesn't it? It's effectively doing like a really
Yeah.
intense Google search.
And depending on what questions you ask, it will kind of tailor the answer. So make sure you're asking quite broad questions. Or not broad, maybe quite specific.
Yeah.
So that you really get the answer that you want. Ultimately, Jordan, would you give it to Riley?
No.
I wouldn't give it to Roby either. I don't think it's the worst thing ever.
No, it's definitely worse
Because
things
I do
out
think
there.
there's a place for it. I just don't want
Look
it.
at Dr. Johnson's.
Yeah, I just don't want it pushed to everyone on the planet and every dog on the planet.
I guess it all comes down to freedom of choice, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone should have freedom to go to the doctors and say, no, actually, I thank you for all the information, but I can't decide on contraceptive right now. I need time. But also to go to your vets and they say, right, okay, well, here are all of your options. Go away and think about it.
Yeah.
You know, instead of everything, like we are force-fed everything, aren't we? There's adverts everywhere. You look around and everything's going brainwashing. Do this, do that, do this. But we all forget, you are free to choose. Do what you want.
Do your own research and make a decision for yourself and not feel bad about that. You
Yeah.
need to be okay with the decision you're making, whether it's for or against. You need to be okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Bravecto Quantum. I feel like it needs a jingle.
It does, doesn't it?
Dun,
Probably
dun,
does.
Probably has one in the US. Fucking love advertising shit.
Oh, crikey.
See you next time.
Bye.